And yeah, Bristleback on the safe lane. It's very tempo-oriented lineup, also having Nature's Prophet, so 3 good scaling cores on their side. Even though GH is playing CM, I still think they're going to be laning CM plus a Bristleback, and then have Nature's Prophet laning with Dawnbreaker to be able to have some kind of a stun in that lane, to be able to stop them from TPing, and it's super strong lanes from Team Nigma. I'm a little worried for PSG LGD. Like, they need to stabilize their game and play for the mid game, because their early game is not that strong. Enchantress, sure, strong laner. Faceless Void doesn't provide you with much. He doesn't deal well with the Nature's Prophet in the lane. I'm mostly looking at the Nothing to Say Spango, how he's going to be able to perform. He has relatively easy game. There's not many silences, stuns. There is root mechanic from Crystal Maiden. Other than that, he should feel pretty comfortable coming into the fight with the Rolling Thunder. Yeah, and it's only taken a couple of years, but after Mind Control's asked for Kuro to pick me Prophet, he's finally got it. Beautiful little tomato skin as well. We'll see the treants come out a little later on, as they did smoke across to this Radiant Triangle, get an early high ground ward around that top spire, the high ground there. What's their primary idea behind this Observer ward? Is that just to try and spot out people to get first blood? It's like a first blood ward? Yeah, they also want to see what's happening in there, if there are any stacks, because they do have Bristleback, and Bristleback, one of the better heroes early on to go in and potentially take the stack. So you don't necessarily need the stack for yourself, because imagine them coming in with Nature's Prophet, Bristleback, Dawnbreaker, CM as your cores. It's like super difficult to deal with, especially because like Marcy's damage output early on is really not that big. Neither is Enchantress, Faceless Void. Like, he needs Chronosphere. That Prophet needs that Exorcism to be able to get the damage done. And we're going to see the lane setup from PSG LGD. Dead Prophet plus Marcy, you need to have, like, once again, something with a stun, and the lanes are going to be as we expected. Bristleback plus Crystal Maiden, even though Jay is going to be playing that CM on the bottom. Mind Control on Nature's Prophet, his classic with the Dawnbreaker, Orb of Venom. A lot of slow. Want to see how this lane goes, because Nigma, they will be putting a lot of pressure on Ame, and we can already see, like, forcing him to use a Tango. There is a hammer. Ame trying to dodge. Will dodge it, but the slow is still doing a ton of damage. Yeah, he's going to take all that chip damage. Not comfortable for him whatsoever. And they've already blocked up one of the camps as well to try and limit the pulls and the creeps being stolen away by Y. As Enchantress did go for Enchant level 1. Of course, can be grabbing those treants from time to time. As top lane, GH playing aggressively with Miracle, getting a snipe on the Jinkyu Courier. Chasing Faith Beyond back under tower, and now facing the target against the Marcy with the Frostbite there. They've got some good damage into him, and that's the level 2 hit that we were looking for. Yeah, they got that level 2 much faster than PSG LGD, because they're still level 1 playing aggressive with the Bristleback, coming in with a couple of mangoes on Crystal Maiden, and GH is the one who got the first blood. Also, you want to have as many possible mangoes in this lane, because you're playing with the Bristleback. It's not about, you know, using the healing salve on your carry, because it's not a thing anymore. So with having extra mangoes, you're going to win the trade war against Dead Prophet and Marcy. Also, it's one of those cliches, right? Like, offense is the best defense. Absolutely. And in this matchup, like, Dead Prophet's not going to be getting too much value from the sidekick. This is not the lane that, because usually I think Jinkyu, he knows he's the best player in terms of utilizing Marcy, because he's not going for like this support Etherlands type of a build. He does go for 1-1-3 or 1-1-4, what do you want to call it, with the sidekick, and then he wants to scale. So Phase Boots, BKB, Blink Dagger, Basher. He is using 100% of the hero. I think I already mentioned it a couple of times. I'm not a big fan of that, using Dispose and Rebound only, and also Unleash. Like, this is your damage. This is your ulti. This is something that is supposed to be big, and then you use it only for the spell mechanic, which is kind of meh. Yeah, it gives you a lot of options as well. Like, when you have a hero like Pango from your mid lane, right, it also gives them more options, whether they want to go for utility or damage. So then Nothing to Say has the option to think about, you know, the Blink Dagger rather than Diffusal Blade or the Aghanims and things along those lines. As we all get back underway, as we've seen tips fly around, you know, Kuroki getting a lot of love from his own team as they've set themselves up for a good victory in this early laning stage. Top lane already with that first kill, and looking in towards mid, Nothing to Say is taking a lot of harassment from Sumail. 10 and 2 on the Razor. Pango only picking up 6 CS, but he does have a wave arriving at his tower now. even though you don't have the long lane to play with Razor, usually he wants to be able to connect with the static link. Someone uses a slow or a stun, and then you win this trade war in terms of region. Still playing against Pango, forcing him to get the swashbuckle defensively to be able to break the link and stealing some of his damage. Kind of expected against the Pango, as we see. He still dealt damage, but not in a way that he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, level 1 static link going for the 2 points in Plasma Field, knowing that you're kind of just forcing out the swash with it. As another courier snipe comes through, KuroKy, right place, right time. And Y stealing one of those treants and just sending it towards mind control, zoning him a little bit with his own tomato.
Hame on top of CS. So Y doing a very good job soaking up some of the damage on this bottom lane. Looking at the build on mind control, going for
top again. Look at that damage. So quickly it comes from GH and Miracle, and they'll absolutely go in towards that tier 1 to take down Jinkyu again.
Miracle ready to buy Ring of Health, has 8 magic stick charges. Was thinking about for a second to go behind tier 1 tower, potentially dive, but it was too risky. Kuro on a mid lane.
Yeah, coming in hot, nothing to say. Jumped in, the Celestial Hammer's there, burning through him, but Jinkyu will be able to come in, refill the bottle, transfer it back to nothing to say, just to try and alleviate some of the pain he's been feeling in that mid lane.
It was a good move from Kuro, because he understands that on bottom, mind control, he feels pretty safe, and also forcing a TP rotation, which means that on top lane, Bristleback will get some pressure off on him, because he has Ring of Health. He wants to be able to reach Jinkyu with the jump.
Yeah, straight onto GH. Reasonably squishy Crystal Maiden, but she's able to reset, get away from the Spirit Siphon, and they turn it back so quickly. GH on a killing spree. Miracle's diving tower. He wants this Marcy real bad, trying to get the Bristleback cool sprays out, but not close enough. Good little step back there from Jinkyu's Marcy.
Do you know, Gary, that I read a comment about the Bristleback that it was, I don't know, a year or two ago, where people, like someone realized that he's called Bristleback because of his back. Like, it's just like, oh, now it all makes sense.
It's like, oh, Doom is called because his ultimate is called Doom, yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
nothing to say, did invade enemy jungle and got that bounty rune. Razor 24, CS 17 on Pangolier.
Yeah, Sumail doing very well in that lane, but again, they move aggressively towards the DP, completely zoning her out of the lane and away from the CS, as she's currently sat at 13 last hits. Such a great solid lane from Team Nigma up top.
And as we expected, Marcy going for more points and rebound, because you don't benefit from the sidekick in this lane. GH level 4, they're going to try to go for him.
Out of position, dragged back in towards the DP. Does get a couple of spells off, but GH about to die. Yeah, he does pop the stick, but that's not going to be enough to allow him to survive. Surely not. Jinkyu will dive onto the tier 1 and finish her off. Puts himself in danger, though, as Miracle with these cool sprays will get the trade back.
GH was so close. It was like half a second for him to use the Frostbite, and this still benefits Nigma quite a lot because they are getting solo levels on a Bristleback. Why? Trying to make a rotation. Let's see the Hurricane. Can he pull him back?
Yeah, looks like they should be able to. Sumail gets out of the plasma field and they don't Hurricane him around. Why going to get frostbitten? Came in aggressively to play this mid lane. Sumail dies, there's nothing to say. Gets the swashbuckle in towards it. It looked like Nigma might have been able to withhold that and get just the Enchantress killed, but don't underestimate this Blightstone swashbuckle.
Yeah, Hurricane there on Pango instead of connecting onto Razor, but still a good trade, I would say. Nothing to say, getting the levels, and they got the kill before he used the Rolling Thunder. And also this, mid lane, GH.
Yeah, he's been dived again. Jinkyu, with the help of this Wild Wing, slams down the Maiden. Sumail with the plasma field will be able to clear through Marcy, though.
A lot of trade kills. Sumail coming in, cleaning things up. There is still a rune, so that's going to be for nothing to say. Being able to refill the bottle on bottom, however.
The pressure.
Mind control, yeah, a ton of pressure. I love the build that he was going for on Nature's Prophet lately. Maelstrom.
Oh, so not the Orchid?
Yeah, no, not this time around. Just the straight up Lightner.
Get that scaling potential as well. So much damage onto this tower with the catapult wave arriving. Jinkyu is sitting in the trees waiting for his moment to strike. I just don't know if they can do this. Arme nowhere near level 6. Yeah.
They might need another one to come here bottom.
There's the
here
dispose.
They come, nothing to say.
Nice Starbreaker though. Nothing to say. Will be able to take down KuroKy though. And that will deal with the catapult wave while Exorcism up top. Miracle is having to contend with a large camp and the ghost flying around him. Quill sprays galore, kills off Y, but Miracle will, in the end, die.
Yeah, Exorcism still, dealing full damage, not affected by damage block.
And in mid, nothing to say, can't swashbuckle away from Sumail. Charging towards Jin Q, keeping him away from the tower, and this is the thing, right? The early oh, he's going for more, he's gonna get a kill! Sumail knew where his limits were, and he pushes them absolutely perfectly, unlocking that mid-tier 1 with the arrival of Mind Control as well.
Nigma having a really good read on the game where they need to bring an extra hero just to be able to secure the kills. Ame finally hits level 6, but look at the bottom tier 1 tower. It's down to 300 HP. First Exorcism was used, no real damage done to tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
So in terms of trading the towers, I feel like Nigma, especially with the global presence, they're going to be able to kill the tier 1 tower and also defend their safe lane tower.
0 tower damage we just saw there. Beautiful stats going up. LGD struggling.
Oh, it's the creeps.
Like that.
Oh man, those creeps.
Just the creeps. But back to your point, right, about the trade kills and about the numbers matching. No real advantage from either team in these engagements. That's a good sign of well-matched teams understanding where each other needs to be and reading the opponents as well.
Yeah. So far, Nigma having a really good read how PSG LGD is going to react to what they're doing. Right now, Miracle is going to go back to the top lane, and they need to be a little bit more careful. Kuroki a little under-leveled because they were not getting the kills in this bottom lane. PSG LGD playing very defensive, so level 3, 9 minutes in, he's going to need to be the one getting the tome.
Yeah, Nigma, the reads they're getting out of these 3 observables they've got planted in a triangle around that mid lane and bottom jungle area. They've seen the Enchantress, they know that Jin Q's around down here as well. So they've got the options, whether they want to TP and react bottom, play into this Chronosphere, which Arme does have, or just kind of casually farm away, Miracle dragging waves into camps and getting that efficiency going.
Sumail, very interesting build. It's all about the efficiency, like how much return you get for the gold invested.
LGD,
I'll hold that thought.
Trying to force something and get the drag back with 2 spells, Hurricane and the Dispose, but GH from the high ground, freezing field comes. Wrath of Nature bounces across them as well. It's just going to zone back LGD as they hold their aggression. A kind of wasted roll there from the Pangal.
He needs a bash here.
He does, but look at Sumail's arrival. Chrono comes onto the 2 of them, a defensive one.
First one, it's the zoning one. They even give him move speed, so for 2.5 minutes, they're not going to be able to play Sumail. What a bro, helping out Mind Control, and this should also result in a tower, because this...
look at him go!
Oh.
He's TPing in behind him. Arme, he doesn't have Time Walk anymore. Frostbitten, blasted by the plasma field. Arme's going to jump across and he'll back up. Ever so close to finding the takedown on the Void as Fate's Piano arrives with the Exorcism and nothing to see. In on top of Sumail, and Jin Q arriving, should be able to find a kill on the Razor. A big one for LGD if they can finish it off. Sumail so speedy though, and with another link in the body blocks from the treants, nothing to say with a shield crash. At long last gets the takedown, and Nigma lose 3 heroes.
PSG LGD brings everybody down. They understood we need to save Ame, and Ame TPs to the top lane immediately without having no Chronosphere. Like, his contribution was not there. Getting the time walk off and managing to survive. Big W for PSG LGD. Nigma, a bit greedy. They wanted to get more, getting behind enemy lines. They still took the tower. That's something that we mentioned. They will be able to defend their towers. Top lane, harassment, forcing him to use the time walk.
Nigma now with that wide open space, right? They're able to control the bottom jungle with the tier 1 mid and bottom gone. And Miracle's also farming Radiant Triangle. We've talked about this a lot recently, thinking about the resources on the map of Dota 2. It's not about necessarily being fully efficient on your side, farming your jungle, but taking things away from your opponents to limit their potential.
Because he feels relatively unkillable, I would say, without Exo. Maybe with the mana burn, once you get to that Diffusal Blade timing on Pango and bringing like 3 heroes, they should be able to bring him down, but it's gonna take a while. GH hiding in the trees.
Yeah, no.
Kuro about to hit level 6, need 1 CS.
Let's see if he can come in time. Oh, he does get it. Solar Guardian allows GH to survive. Nothing to say, blown up as Miracle arrives from the triangle back up to top lane and hunting Jin Q down in the trees. No stuns here in towards Y, so a quick TP will allow his safety and return to Fountain.
I was looking at bottom. Literally, he needed 1 creep on Dawnbreaker to be able to get the ulti, and he gets it immediately. TPs, saves Kuro, and they get 2 kills. So this should also be a tower. This is something that we mentioned because they rely on cooldowns. Yeah, Rolling Thunder, not the longest, level 1, 80 seconds, but it's about the Exorcism, it's about this Chronosphere. So once they misuse their Chrono, I feel like Nigma is just gonna go, when I say misuse, even if they get a kill or 2, they're still not gonna be able to contest Roshan, because Nigma Galaxy, they have all the tools. Yeah, look at the heat map. A little bit in enemy triangle, a little bit here, and Ame just made it one big spot. Like one big blue dot. He has not moved so far. TP to the top lane for a little bit and then move to the bottom.
Miracle creating that barrier in front of his own jungle.
Nigma will hit big timings with this Aghanim Scepter about to be done in 1500 gold. I feel like PSG LGD, they need to take one fight before that, because Diffusal Blade is about to be finished in 200 gold, Chronosphere and Exo is up.
Oh, that's huge, yeah, 7.6k net worth on Miracle. A massive performance coming out of him on the Bristleback, 7,700 total.
I want to go back to the point that I was trying to make, but you stopped me. There were things.
Sorry.
No, yeah, you needed to hype it up. Let's see about this one. Big one. Use the Rolling Thunder.
You see that physical damage
mid
from
lane,
Miracle.
Razor in trouble, has haste.
Yeah, it's got dispelled. Enchantress slows him down with a freezing field. GH, he lets it go. Why? Chased down by the Dawnbreaker, slammed into the ground. And Faith Beyond with Jin Q trying to run back to the high ground, but look who's waiting for them. It's Mind Control with a Solar Guardian. They can't get the Marcy though. She's out. They want the Faith Beyond DP instead. In comes the Swash. Faith Beyond, and nothing to say, bursting through them. And Miracle, he's nearly dead with the Bristleback, keeping him alive ever so barely. Slipping out of danger while Mind Control is left stranded.
This is the fight that I wanted to mention. Like, go in. They didn't even commit with the Chronosphere because they're gonna hit like a little earlier timing. That Prophet almost 4,000 damage in that fight, allowing him to survive with the Yule Scepter. Like he doesn't have a single like tanky item on Fate Beyond. It's just the Yule Scepter, but he had the Spirit Siphon charges in that fight, which did enable him to survive. So. Still pretty good. Faceless Void does have Maelstrom right now. Still Chronosphere ready. So even if Enigma Galaxy decides to go inside Roshan with the Aghanim Scepter on Bristleback about to be completed 900 gold, PSG LGD will still take that fight.
Yeah, it's absolutely disruptive as well, knowing that Nigma want to be using these timings and continuing the steamroller that they've built up. So continue charging forward, having a team fight win as LGD there. Might bust Nigma's morale a little bit, but you've got to realize they'll pick themselves up and understand they've got to keep this moving forward. Mind Control sat up top currently, being eyed up by Jin Q, but he doesn't have any teammates nearby currently. Killing off a Hellbear that's slapping his tower.
Sumail died 3 times in this game. Like, ideally, you would want to have Bristleback Ags and Razor's BKB synced up, because that would be your big timing. They might still wait until Sumail has a BKB, just so that he doesn't get burned. I think he was baiting there on a mid lane, but maybe underestimated positioning of Enchantress to be able to dispel that haste.
Is Y just sending creeps to every tower? He sends a Hellbear top, he's sending creeps down to bottom, he's like backdooring towers non-stop with this Enchantress. Been a little bit naughty. Dire Glyph comes out. Maybe thinking about a play into mid, stopping Faith Beyond from farming freely anyway. And our DP heading into a BKB of her own, but Sumail out in the open in the river. Speedy enough to get up the staircase. And Mind Control currently just holding objectives. I think you're right, they are very stalwart just sitting in front of their objectives, making sure that LGD don't have any freebies while they're waiting for this Aghanim Scepter and BKB synchronized timing.
Still PSG LGD, they will be ready to strike back. Exorcism is level 2, so 2 times more damage. Thinking about going on Ame.
He's being frostbitten. Chrono defensively once more, and the Dawnbreaker Solar Guardian lands. But he's got Time Walk again in a couple of seconds. Mind Control spots him, sprouts him. In the fog, we go with Ame now. Celestial Hammer to close the gap, and the body blocks from the tree and allows another Frostbite. The Faceless Void destroyed by Nigma.
Not only they managed to get a kill, they also managed to bait the Chronosphere. So,
yeah.
So far, in terms of Chronosphere usage, I believe this is the second one. We still haven't seen the full potential of it with Exorcism running and then going in and dealing damage. I think it's time for Nigma to go inside the Roche pit and force a fight.
And we were talking at the start of this about how LGD responds to this aggression from Nigma. And so far, it's been to run away and defensively use your spells. Why? Chased down by the Bristleback, Jinkyu and Faith Bian. I don't know if you can fight into this. You Ghost and you Unleash, sure, they'll do a little bit of damage here and there. But with Kuroki's arrival and Sumail and GH closing the gap in towards them, the Nigma Galaxy side have the advantage. Great roll in, but they're struggling to get a kill. Finally, Miracle falls, but look at Sumail go. Clears through Faith Bian, Jinkyu will follow him into the grave, and nothing to say, has to TP home.
Yeah, Miracle took one for the team. He decided to go in just so that the rest of the PSG LGD chases him, and still a pretty good trade. So Exorcism down for 2 minutes. It's all about paying attention on these big ultis for PSG LGD. Someone needs to time it, because they will have every single time like a minute, even more than a minute, to be able to react, get some stuff going on the map or force Roshan.
You see that, the big difference between those cooldowns. And we saw that bottom tier 2 getting destroyed by the little treants, right? Unlocking the outpost in that bottom jungle for them. Oh man, we nearly have a BKB on the Maiden as well. She's going to be able to just stand there.
Crystal Maiden rushing a BKB. She's going to have it after this wave.
That's incredible, pre-20 minutes. Shard and Blink, of course, going to be coming up quickly afterwards.
Precious bounty.
But we've already seen GH's freezing field and how much damage, but it's not just the damage, but DP wants to chase, Pango wants to chase, Void wants to, they've got all these heroes that want to keep chasing heroes. Freezing field just doesn't allow you to do that.
15 seconds until Chronos, 60 until Exorcism is back online. I don't think PSG LGD can contest this one.
And they see Arme.
Arme might try to go for a steal play.
Well, they see him. They know that Arme is nowhere nearby.
He's not going to TP. They don't have a tier 1 tower there. They don't have a tier 1 tower on the mid lane. And the rest of like, look at the 2 supports from Nigma Galaxy, covering every entrance where they could possibly get from. Get inside and try to do something about it.
One of those clever things where it's like, hey, Miracle, you've been farming enemy engines for a while. Do you think Arme's going to try it? Let's ward there and see what he's up to. They knew exactly where the Faceless Void was. And nothing to say. Running it back as Miracle, Sumail and the gang invading bottom jungle. Nothing really objective-wise to claim here, so yeah, they change tact and move in towards mid. A big old Treant, greater Treant. Such a beautiful red face.
I like what Kuro's doing. He's playing this Dawnbreaker 5, and he understands where like the real threat is going to come from. Disarm potentially on Razor, silence, and also time dilation on Bristleback. So he wants to be able to enable his team with all of this stuff.
It's not the gliding there. He's going straight Mjolnir there. Oh, look at him! Oh, I just want to squeeze his cheeks. Beautiful little fellas.
I guess the reason why he's going for Mjolnir this time around is, yeah, the Ghost, so it's gonna proc a lot more, like even time dilation. On top of that, Pango, he does tend to get a lot of instances of damage in a team fight.
Is this where, I don't know, do you consider like a blade mail on a DP? Because there's so much spill damage from Razor, Bristle, the Mjolnir.
I don't think that item is viable right now.
Okay.
This is a good one. He's also going for Lotus Orb. Oh, it.
Hello! Who have we got here? Mind Control, healed up by the Solar Guardian, and GH, he's just going to straight up BKB freezing field. Y says goodbye to the world of the living. Jinkyu dead to Sumail as well.
It's very difficult for PSG LGD to commit even to one of the supports. Like, they try to go on Crystal Maiden, he pops a BKB, you know that there's going to be big Wrath of Nature coming in, potentially TP, and also ulti. Ooh, that's big damage. Still does not want to commit. 3 minutes faster than Dispatch fastest. I mean, this is GH we're talking about. He's been involved in 14 out of 18 kills.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very active on Crystal Maiden.
Incredible. Hey, what does LGD do to try and come back from this? Is it like, do they just try and wait out Aegis? Do they want to go for a team fight with Exo and Chronos ready?
PSG LGD. Like, we need to talk about them getting a perfect Rolling Thunder, because there's still nothing that can stop the Rolling Thunder. In the fights, you still need to respect damage from the Bristleback. It's pretty similar to like Medusa, where the damage becomes overwhelming at one point, because if you're in a fight for that long, the quill sprays, they're gonna stack up. Problem is, there's gonna be so much chaos in the front line. Razor with the BKB using the static link, forcing you to drop an ulti, potentially like forcing them to use this Chronosphere in a way that they don't want to, and then Nigma Galaxy has like pretty free opening into the team fight.
What's wrong, JJ? What have you seen?
He's showing the shard that Crystal Maiden has queued up. So you can move, cast spells during the freezing field. Crystal Maiden doesn't need to be afraid of anything once she picks up the shard, other than Chrono. So you have BKB, and you also have 20 extra armor against the Dead Prophet's Ghost. So you should feel almost invulnerable if you're not caught inside the Chrono.
Miracle. Gonna come and clear out this top wave, helped out by the Treants. Y getting TP'd on. No stuns, I don't believe.
Oh, now he wishes. That was not the Mjolnir. It was the Gleipnir.
A little bit slower on the DP's BKB, not by much.
That's why they're losing those 16 seconds on average. And we see 50 seconds faster on Bristleback. He was thinking about going for a different item build, S and Y on Bristle, but seems like BKB being able to dispel things on his own, not just relying on Dawnbreaker to be able to get it.
And his backpack for now, but can switch that in for the Aegis when it expires in about 45 seconds. LGD just trying to find pockets of farm where they're reasonably safe. Mind control, time dilated, double bashes, but the Solar Guardian not going to help him. Still dead. Arme has to BKB to TP home, and nothing to say rolling out there as well.
Sumail getting a ton of farm on his Razor, about to finish Refresher, so double BKB, double static link, getting tons of levels is what we're talking about, you know, getting that level 20, potentially getting level 25 as well. 30 seconds left on Bristleback's Aegis, and yeah, his next item, pretty natural progression, I would say, going for full Abyssal Blade and the Basher to be able to deal with these split pushes. BKB TPs out to double damage here. It's getting scouted.
Oh, the Pango wanted it. He's going to roll up and try to TP. The Starbreak.
Wow,
not
actually
quite
gets
landing.
it.
Gets home. Hey, Xinkyu, he came in to save his body, not needed. Pays the ultimate price while his courier dying to quill sprays and hits from Miracle. Flies over the treetops. But LGD just getting pushed further and further back. You can feel this map shrinking for them. The net is closing in around them, and Nigma continue to fish for any targets they can find in the open. And it's been a superb show in here. And there's that refresher orb for Razor that you talked about. They should be ready to just continue this tempo.
This is big. If Nigma can bait one of the big spells, either Exorcism or Faceless Void ulti, also having buyback on heroes like Nature's Prophet or Dawnbreaker if ulti is available could be pretty big. Lotus Orb finished on Kuroki, so that's going to be a good way to deal with the silences, Spirit Siphon, disarms, time dilation, whatever you want to call it.
That was close, wasn't it? 3 minutes and 23.
1 second.
1 second
That's
away.
all we needed.
Hey, could you fudge the numbers, please, and just remove a second off the back of that? Well, it's found in his own jungle. Okay, the observer says no. Statistical integrity more important than memes, apparently.
We just wanted you to contribute to meme society today.
Yeah. Meme culture, incredible. He's actually just like watching bottom lane. He's face palming right now, isn't he? You can tell. Shut up, you idiots. Xinkyu scanning top. They know someone's here. It's still red. And Mind Control, jumps straight up upon Arme with a perfect read of where he is. I don't know if that Solar Guardian is going to do anything apart from give away another kill. Kuroki's launched himself into death. This is pretty decent for LGD. You need to get a double kill on Xinkyu. But the fact that now Nigma are down 2 heroes for 40 seconds means that tempo slowed.
I wanted to see Nigma play a bit more aggressive once they picked up this refresher. Maybe they thought we need a basher on Bristleback. Not sure if that was a thing there, but yeah, they are losing a little bit in terms of the net worth. So basher is coming on Bristle. They did give them a couple of extra kills. Maybe they want to drag this game for another minute or two until Roshan respawns and then take a fight, prioritizing potentially Aegis. But PSG LGD, they will be ready to fight this time around.
Yeah, and I guess one of the ideas there is if you bring a couple of heroes, LGD might expect more, and maybe if you force a BKB, force a Chrono or Exorcism, as we have seen, that's going to delay.
Ame is pretty big in terms of levels, level 21, higher level than Bristleback, and now he has that level 20 OP talent, 120 attack speed during Chronosphere, so there's always going to be damage. And also I see him going for Mjolnir, so that's going to be a lot of procs as well when we talk about the Bristleback. Some other talents that are getting close that could potentially change things around. Still, Mind Control a little bit under leveled, but Sprout Leashes is gonna be the big one. Still needs 4 levels. Has BKB coming to him, so that's also a big item. On the other side, that Prophet's still far away from Lotus Orb. Pangolier did finish off Lincoln Sphere, so that's gonna be way of protecting himself with potential like Frostbite, and also throwing that onto Ame. Just because if you take away his damage, the good thing about this damage build from Ame is, yeah, Mjolnir, a lot of procs, a lot of attack speed. So even if your like physical damage gets stolen, you still deal magical damage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was one of the ways to like try to counter. I remember one specific game where Troll Warlord playing against Razor did build MKB.
We were casting it.
Yeah, we were casting it. Yeah.
He rushed it straight up. I think it was Skitter. I can't quite remember. I think it was incredible. Oh, LGD smoked up, knowing that it's around Roshan respawn time. They want to try and force something here.
Yeah, good positioning from Nigma. They put the high ground forward, and GH also in a position to be able to break the smoke potentially.
Oh, he's in a great spot. And Miracle kind of face tanky.
They ping it out. Like you could see who's orange. It's Y. So yeah, he knows exactly. Glyph forced out. Some Treants causing a little bit of issue here in the bottom lane.
In comes Ame though. Kroll, the BKB, gets it off in time. Let's see if Sumail can survive. The Solar Guardian giving him a bit more life. In comes Kuro. Sumail about to drop though. Ame and Faith Beyond focus him down. Dispose on the Dawnbreaker too. In comes Miracle though. Chase them back. Big physical damage hits from him onto GQ, and Mind Control sprouting Faith Beyond. The buyback out of Kuro and Sumail, forcing the fight near this Roshan pit is going to get them the takedown on the DP. Oh, I don't know if they can get any more though. A stun, the Frostbite comes. 3 down on LGD's side, and Roshan still 40 seconds away.
And this is a freebie for them. This is what we talked about, you know, just to be able to have buybacks on their side. This is how you counter big teamfight ultis near the Roche pit. So yeah, 30 seconds. They still have time to potentially like take a fight, take a 3-3 tower. Jinkyu with the buyback. Ame easy in and out with the shard.
Forcing it here with another buyback out of the DP. They dispose Miracle. He's still tanky, and GH will zone them away with a freezing field. His
That's
BKB
a big one.
The kill on
Needs
GQ
another
is
one.
coming. Sumail, he'll find it. A dieback on Marcy. Ame back in, but he's stunned up. He's been chain disabled. Ame's down.
Buybacks immediately.
Nothing to say. He's trying to roll up and chase them back. Nigma wants to retreat. Reset time for them. Give away the life of Kuroki. No big deal, but he yules the Prophet.
He does have a buyback.
Ame will clear through with a triple kill on Wise Enchantress.
LGD pinging out Roshan immediately. So no buyback on Kuro, because he did use it in the previous game, but they do have 2 buybacks on their side.
And someone calling the hands as a DD rune spawned near Roshan.
Let's see how Nigma approaches this one. Do they just let it go, or they want to contest it?
It looks like they're just going to allow LGD to take it.
They were a bit greedy. Maybe if they left one Treant inside the pit, fall back into Roche. Miracle going in.
But he's being rolled on by the Pango. He's in a 1v4. He's BKB'd up, chasing Y, but even with the backup of Sumail here, LGD are going to cruise towards them. Walk up the ramp, look towards Sumail. Refresh BKB comes out of the Razor now. Miracle. He's chasing back as a Faith Beyond, aiming the DP as Ame wants Sumail real bad. Pops his one, but there's no way he can survive. He's gone. 100 seconds. And a Chrono onto Miracle allows the Void to get in front of him. Nigma falling apart at the seams as LGD strike back with their big team fight ultis.
And also double damage here on the bottom lane. Ahmed did pick up the Aegis in that fight. I feel like Nigma needed to approach it a bit differently. Try to secure Roche instead of going for the tier 3 tower. They almost killed it, but this Roshan is what changes the game completely. Where's the shard at? Because Faceless Void did have it. They gave it to Dead Prophet. So another Spirit Siphon charge. They wanna go in and potentially end it. Let's see if they decide to go for. Oh yeah, it's being pinged out.
Yeah, they want to do it. They know there are limited buybacks on this Dire team. I mean, Miracle doesn't have the money for it, but they also know there's going to be no Razor, no Dawnbreaker as they go for tier 4.
Still double damage running, the extra damage from the sidekick.
They want to finish this one off. MCGH, they can move forward with Kuroki, do a bit of chip damage here and there. Exorcism still going for a good 5-6 seconds, and the tier 4s are crumbling. Dispose on MC, they found the Prophet. He's got buyback available, but this freezing field stopped in its tracks by Arme and his Faceless Void. GH, your BKB's not going to save you here. Nothing to say, we'll find the takedown on him.
They're ready to close it out. Bristleback is out in 10 seconds. Does have a BKB available once he comes out, but those bashes from both Faceless Void and Basher from Pango.
He sprouted the throne. Ow, mind control.
I'm getting the flashback. Alliance against Nigma.
Try every turn trick in the book.
When they defended the throne was at like 20 HP. Seems like PSG LGD did know the need to back off a little bit. There are no creeps in the base.
They're spamping in it.
Glyph not available for Nigma.
And a 5v3 for another 20-30 seconds. Mid lane barracks going to be cracked wide open. Throne is out in the open, cold and exposed as Jinkyu. He's forced the BKB out of Miracle. Arme will time walk away. They're knowing that they can continue these fights. Now the BKBs are being expended so frivolously. And Marcy's got one being delivered soon as well.
And out, they're buying time.
I've got the damage, but they don't have the vision of the throne to actually kill it off. This game being delayed out. They just dispose of the damage in from Jinkyu. The Unleashed Army's right clicks, the Chrono onto
the backlines on 2.
Mind control and Kuroki stuck here.
No buyback on him.
And LGD surely now have this victory in the bag. One more takedown. GH respawns, but a Lonely Maiden can't do this.
In base, Crystal Maiden, the sole survivor, needs to be able to defend the throne.
Y will backtrack, clear out the wave, stop the treants from any more of this nonsense of wave cutting.
The Vambrace, the Vam Null to be able to get some extra damage going with the ulti. Let's see how that one goes.
His smoke breaks. Go on, GH, get in there, my son.
Oh, the courier play, dragging the creep wave back, trying to buy some extra time. But Exo's running and they call it.
GG called, and PSG coming back into this game. It looks so good from Nigma up until that Roshan hit, where LGD defended their high ground, had the buyback advantage, and took that second Rosh away from them.
I wanted to see Nigma play a little bit aggressive with the advantage that they had, try to force a fight. It felt like they played so aggressive, and at one point they just stopped. Like they got, I think they gave too much credit to Faceless Void, Chrono, and Dead Prophet out. It's super strong combo, but maybe try to force one, try to force them to misuse it, and then take a fight. Like Jinkyu on Marcy, I said it when the game started, like his itemization, this is the type of Marcy I want to see in the games where he gets the phase boots, gets the blink dagger, then goes for the BKB to be able to scale. You saw how much damage he deals, but also positioning yourself, because you blink in, you dispose, and then you get out of the fight. So you're not that tool that goes in and dies.
Yeah, one of those drafts from Enigma.